will allow for a smooth reopening without instances. The cases are rising, and we know the causes of some of these or this particular, disease or sickness, and really, really troubling circumstances. We've heard the Regional Minister speak quite extensively on it, outline some plans government intends to embark on to rectify or salvage the situation. It's been almost a week since this issue came to the fore. We'll be finding out from our correspondent, Desmond Selassie Ago, on whether or not some of these interventions by government is beginning to yield results. Good morning, Desmond, and welcome to Sunday Breakfast.
Good.
I trust you are keeping well.
Yes, please. How about you?
Great. We heard of this story somewhere early in the week, where we heard that the cases or typhoid cases were on the rise, particularly in the Dambai area in the OT region. What's the latest update in regards to this particular story?
All right, thank you, Chief. So the case is not just in the Dambai area, it's in the Krashi West municipality, the Krashi East municipality, the Biakoye district, and some other parts of the OT region. These communities or these areas are the ones closer to the Volta River, the OT River, sorry. And the outbreak started not just now, but it's a compounded number. The figures you are seeing is not a one-time figure, but rather a compounded figure that we are seeing. So I can say the cases started somewhere in January till now. That's the figures we are seeing. Okay. The update now is that the Ghana Health Service in Accra have deployed some personnel to the affected areas to assess the extent of the outbreak and also provide some technical support in case management and sensitization. But residents, however, are appealing for safe drinking water. As we know, they are closer to the Osi River, so they just do their things in the river, send to that same river, bring home to cook and to do whatever they have to do with the water. So it's the major cause of the outbreak. So the residents are now appealing for a treatment plant, a water treatment plant, to serve their areas, because most households in those areas don't have access to tap water. Although they are closer to the river, they don't have access to tap water. So they are now saying that if they are able to get a treatment plant situated near the river, which will treat the water for them before getting to their homes, they will be a little safer than just going to the riverside. First, and when I was there, I saw some tricycles going in with some tanks to fetch water to come to sell in the community. That's in Dambai. So you can just imagine how bad it is. And now that the residents are calling for treatment plants, I think therefore it's in the right direction to actually solve the issue. If not permanently, some way, somehow, it will minimize the effect or the cost of the outbreak.
That's one. We also heard the minister speak extensively on this, and beyond your reports on the state of water in the community being a lead cause of this, we are also being told that sanitation concerns have come to the fore with regards to the rise in typhoid cases and also the absence of a major health facility in the area. Are you able to confirm this? What was the state of sanitation like in the region, and also, add on to it the available healthcare facilities for treatment?
Right. Okay, thank you. So the Otil region is a developing region. It was formerly part of the Volta region, and these areas are settlement areas. You go to Damba, you see some people, you see people from Ho, people from Okwe, people from Jasikan, people from the northern part of the country. Diverse tribes can be found in Dambai and those enclaves. So settlements in these areas are not too developed. So you can go to a household or at least 10 households, you not see any place of convenience in the house. So they have to go to the public toilet to do their things there. Some have to go to bushes, some have to go to the riverside to do their things. So all this compounds to what we are seeing now, and it will be good now that the sensitization agendas are in place. I think they will now realize the need for um, uh, toilets in their homes and what have you. And talking about the health centers, the Dambai is having a population a little over 10,000, I should say, but in the Dambai township itself, there's only a health center.
Wow. Only a health
Yes,
center.
yes.
What's the capacity of that health center? Are you able to tell us?
Dude, I was at the health center on Friday, and it's not something good to talk about.
Ha.
I saw before the consulting room about 15 people crammed in a space
Wow.
just waiting to be attended to.
What
Outside of that,
what's the
outside
what's
of
the
that,
staff strength in that hospital?
well, I can't um, talk much about the staff strength, but I'm just saying what I've seen. The officials there were not willing to speak to me, so I'm just saying what I saw there. I could count about at least 15 personnel on duty when I went there. And also I saw some of the Ghana Health Service officials from Accra also doing some monitoring when I was there. When you come to the OPD, there were a little over 7 who were at the OPD waiting to be attended to also, and others also just loitering around at the facility. So if cases of this nature come, some have to be referred to the Raura district hospital, which is in the Biakoye district, and it's about an hour and a half journey from Dambai Township to Raura. If if not, they will have to either be transferred to the Volta Regional Hospital in Hohwe or to the Ho Teaching Hospital in Ho, which is some 4, 5, 6 hours before you get to Ho. So in terms of health facilities in the region, it's not the best. The biggest you can see is the Rara Hospital, and this too was a district hospital as at then. But now that it's been OC is having a region on its own, they are converting that into a regional hospital. But to say the Rara hospital, which is now being a regional hospital, comparing it to other regional hospitals, you can just see how bad or how they don't have enough of the facilities and equipment to treat these people. So it goes a long way to let us know that Otsi region in particular needs a lot in terms of development. Otsi region really needs a lot. Um, Talking about roads, hospitals, health centers, schools. Yes, Otsi really needs a lot, and it's the hope of the people that with the concern now being or the focus now being on them with the outbreak of this disease, they are just hoping things will get better after this, so they can be free from this outbreak and other challenges.
Desmond, the regional minister also mentioned that the spillage of the Bagri Dam also contributes to these typhoid cases. Can you elaborate on that a bit more?
On the issue of the spillage of the Bagre Dam, we didn't really hear much from the community. They didn't really tell us if that could be the cause. But as the regional minister is saying, maybe with the initial reports they are getting, that would also be a factor. But in general view, the sanitation issues in the region and in some of the municipalities and districts are the main causes of what we are seeing now. Anyway.
All right. I'm sure you've been to the community, you've interacted with the people who live there. Do they understand what causes typhoid, and what do they say about it? Do they know how to keep their surroundings clean, avoid doing number 2 by the water or the public toilets after the usage of water and running water and soap to wash their hands? Do they understand what typhoid is, how they get typhoid? Do they understand these issues?
So most of these people don't really understand, because when you get to Dambai and some parts of the region, you could see choked gases, and immediately after the choked gases are food vendors. People are still cooking just close to the gases. People are selling food close to the gases, and you see children playing around, some jumping into the gases, taking their items out of the gases and stuff like that. So it goes down to the point where most of the people don't really understand what is the cause of this, and you see people fetching water from the Isi River straight to their kitchens to prepare their food, and to prepare food for others to sell to. So in a bigger sense, I think the sensitization work that's beginning now is going to be a good cause, which maybe at the end we'll see people changing from their old ways and adopting new measures in treating the water, even before government constructs the treatment plant for them.
Talking about the sensitization, in what manner and in what form is it going to take? Is it just going to be announcements, or are they going to sit down with the community and properly educate them on the typhoid outbreak?
For now, the OT Regional Coordinating Council and the Ghana Health Service are tight-lipped on what they are going to do. When I visited the minister on Friday, he just told me they have begun work. Sensitization programs are beginning, but to go into details, he didn't mention that. Also, at the health directorate in Rara, I also met the secretary, who also told me they will be communicating to us in few days. So to really tell you what the sensitization program is going to be about, I can't really talk on that. But let's just hope they talk to us in no time, so we can update the public.
All right. Schools will be reopening. What are parents saying? What's the health directorate saying? How are they going to assure that students in the OT region are safe?
All right, hello. So most parents are just happy that kids or their children are in
Going
the house before this is happening. Because they feel when they go to school, they don't know what water whoever is going to use to cook for them in school. So it's better for them to know the source of their own water, cook for their children in the house to eat, than to go to school and leave them in the hands of food vendors who are going to cook for them without they knowing the source of the water for their food and their children. So they are just hoping that immediate steps will be taken before kids resume for school, so to ensure that the outbreak or the numbers you are seeing don't increase in the few weeks to come.
You mentioned that the Volta River is their only source of water, so there's no running water?
Most of these communities don't have a running water. They solely depend on the Volta River, and also some benevolent persons who come to dig boreholes for them. Some rely on these boreholes, and it will shock you to know that some of these boreholes are not even working. So they still have to either walk long distances to some streams. Some have to dig a well to fetch water from, but those who don't have this in their areas have to just walk to the riverside. And fetch.
Wow. Are there any community water projects in the area, and the assembly as well? Have they reached out to the Ghana Water Company Limited, for example, over these really pressing water concerns?
So I was speaking to the assembly member for the Dambai Central Electoral Area, one Charles Aruanyu. He said he's been talking to the assembly for um, a water project in their area. I I didn't get him saying they have a water project around, but he just said they were still calling for a water project. So to say if there is one, I can't really tell. But what he told me is they called on the assembly to do same for them, but that hasn't materialized. And in the Krashi West municipality as well, they also suffer from the same thing. They don't have a treatment plant also there, or a water station at Krashi West. So you can see, although they're these people, treatment plant or a place where water storage and treatment will be done is unavailable. So in general sense, this communities really need a treatment plant to help them in their daily activities.
Mr. Desmond Salasiago, thank you so much for the work you are doing in highlighting this really troubling issue in the OT region. Hopefully, help arrive soon, and we'll be back for you to give us updates on this particular story.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you too.
Thank you, Desmond.
Yeah, so seriously, last week we were celebrating the fact that we had heard some really positive stories from the central region in relation to the construction of a health center by residents. Now we are back to square one again, right? Mm-hmm. Because I'm wondering how, as a community, you can thrive without water flowing through your taps. Even here in Accra, right, when I'm inconvenienced a day or two, it's hell, right? And to think that perpetually, right, you don't have water, and it doesn't look like there's hope coming from anywhere. But it's sad because you look at the budget we allocate to, for example, the Ghana Water Company Limited. That is not enough. We have the Community Water Project. In fact, it's a whole state agency on its own responsible for ensuring that clean, potable water reach communities that don't have, access to Ghana Water Company Limited, resources itself. So I'm not sure where to take it from. And now, from one crisis, which is water and sanitation, or WASH in general, we are now seeing a full-blown health crisis, and the latest updates I'm seeing online, as reported by myjohnonline.com and graphiconline.com, in 2025, right, the typhoid cases, it's reached 10,233. So in quarter one, or first quarter, we had 4,417 cases. Now in the second quarter, there's been an upsurge to 5,816. And these are not numbers, these are human beings, right? So you've done a lot of health reporting, and you've done a lot of coverage on some of these things. And I'm sure you have access to very important and influential people managing our health. You've been interviewing some of them. What have they been saying to you? And do you think that, hope is coming anytime soon?
Definitely hope is coming. So I remember within the week, the Ghana Health Service had mentioned that people within that enclave should remain calm, and they were moving into the region to first assess the situation, see what they can do about it, and give advice on what they do. And I think the story is here also on ChannelOne News Online, where the Ghana Health Service is urging the public to remain calm and adhere strictly to expert health advice following a surge in typhoid fever cases in the OT region. But here's a case where the people don't even understand why or where they're getting typhoid from. And I'm sure we all know how you get typhoid. from, you know, that means that there's some fecal matter in the water
Something
you
consumed.
consume.
It could be food, it could be water.
Yes, it could be food, it could be water. And so the Health Directorate, Ghana Health Service, and under the direction of the Ministry of Health, so they've gone there, they're assessing the outbreak. I remember the minister saying that it happens annually. So like it's a consistent thing, but he's also saying that his people don't understand the sanitation and all of that. So the Ghana Health Service moving into the community to address the issue, speak to them. I hope that when they get there, they sit with them and tell them what sanitation is, how important it is not to, you know, use water straight from the river. I know there are ways where you can make river water clean if that's your only access to water. There's some, if I remember back in the day, there was some method that you can use to clean up that kind of water. The food vendors, teach them what sanitation is and how they should take it seriously, especially with these leaves and salad and all of that, so that they can you know, get good health and good...
For the life of me, I don't know why people go and buy wache and buy salad. That's a completely
Maybe that's
different...
what you don't like it, but that's
That's
someone's
a different
favorite.
comment. Yeah, but like we
That's
see how they
someone's
prepare the
favorite.
salad, right?
Do you see?
You know, other people
Or
say
you
you might as
assume?
well don't eat the food at all. Like don't even eat the wache at all, because whatever
But they
water
say
is...
the one by the gutter is the nicest. For the life of me, I don't understand that thing.
Please don't go and eat any wache near any kata, we beg you. They are very decent, you know, wache shops and stores, you know, in very hygienic places. Their taste is the same.
But
In fact, some of them are
if
even
you're
better.
watching us, some of the symptoms associated with typhoid fever, and this is
Okay.
according to the Ghana Health Service, so if you have fever, chills, headache, malaise is when you're not feeling, you know, 100%. If you have a sore throat, abdominal pain, and abdominal pain comes sometimes with diarrhea, then you should quickly rush to a hospital and get tested and get checked. And to curb the spread of typhoid fever, the GHS, which is the Ghana Health Service, they're advising you to boil drinking water before you use it for anything. Wash your hands thoroughly with soap under running water. They don't have running water, but they can boil the water that they get from the Oti River and then use that. And, you know, after using the toilet as well as before meals. And you have to keep food thoroughly, keep it covered, keep it clean, and avoid consuming food prepared or sold under unhygienic conditions. And they must also participate in regular community cleanup exercise. We used to have that thing every month. Was it the first Saturday of the
But
month?
the Greater Accra Regional Minister tried to even bring that back. I don't think...
You. That's falling into water.
In your public advisory, I was thinking you say you should also stop open defecation.
Yeah, very, very important. I understand that when you do open defecation, the air is passing through your bottles. It's nice.
You know,
But
Sanda has a
open
story. Our
defecation
colleague
is wrong.
Umar Sanda Amadu has a story on when, you know, as a young man, he had rented a place somewhere in La.
Okay.
You know, or in a search
For a room.
for a room in La. You know, he goes, nice place, nicely tiled. You know,
Yes, I think
nice
you told me
view."
the story.
He's like, okay, landlord, thank you. But where can I, you know, where's
Where's the toilet?
the
Where's the
restroom?
washroom?
Say, Charlie, the landlord pointed. He said, where? He's watching. No, there. He said, where? He said, oh, the land, the beach. Quite spotted. You know, so, and this is Accra.
Yes.
This is
I think he
Accra.
mentioned also that, like, during that time, on his way to work, like, you see people crossing to, and you're wondering, where are all these people going? Like, is something happening on the other side?
Yeah.
The beach, you know, when you go, they're all lined up, open defecation, just enjoying themselves.
And this is Accra, where relatively we have, you know, water running through our pipes, right? So you can imagine a community like Oti, where they don't have water running.
Yeah.
And of course, development is, you know, not to the levels that we've seen in Accra. So we want to urge that let's all abide by the public advisory and has mentioned. You know, the Ghana Health Service, have they declared this as an emergency?
No, not yet.
I think it's reached emergency levels.
Because you are a doctor.
And we are talking 10,000 people.
Well, I don't know the magnitude to which it must get to before they announce it as a public health
Sometimes
emergency.
we adopt foreign standards, right? So, for example, in the US, they'll say, oh, if it reaches 10,000 cases or 20,000 cases, a crisis. But we forget that over there, they have way better resources.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that our system is entirely, to copy theirs, but I think that at this rate,
I think it should be declared a public
when
health emergency.
conversations are already being had about whether schools can reopen or not, it's a crisis or an emergency. I'm not sure about crisis.
I'm sure in
but
the
it's an
following,
emergency.
well, within the week, we'll follow up on this story, see where they've gotten to in terms of their advocacy, in terms